Hey guys, what's up? Pitmarthroy here, and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. In the last episode, oh geez, what did we do? I guess we went and dealt with some pirates that had just docked their ship in the middle of the town's bay area and were causing trouble. We also met a girl named Marcy and helped her out by letting her escape the battle. So in this episode, looks like we're going to be dealing with a roadside battle. If you recall, we also had somebody that came into camp as well, who we had not seen before. So here's to hoping they are friend and not foe. Seeing as how easily everybody let him through, probably okay. Ike, I'm gonna tell you something. Listen to this. Okay, what is it? Soren's back. He just arrived. Really? That's odd. He wasn't supposed to return he wasn't supposed to return for a while. I know. I wonder what he's doing back so soon. Nothing to worry about. I'll go and talk to him. Where is he? In the mess hall. I think he wanted to talk to Father. I'm assuming at this point Ike's punishment is no longer in effect, even though he was in his room, because otherwise he would not be able to just go out, since he was confined to his quarters. So I'm assuming at this point some time's passed. Hey, Soren, what's going on? Something big's happening. So apparently he was studying somewhere, but he's back early. I guess we'll be finding out. Oh, he was training with another mercenary group, okay. It's Crimea and Daein. They have gone to war. So now we get to see an actual map here, finally. So this is a map of Crimea. Quite detailed from the looks of it. Yes, you can tell by the fact that the trees are just like little lines with little pieces of grass sticking out of them. So this is the capital of Crimea, which is Melior. It's not really important to remember that. It's more important to remember the countries than the cities. And we are right there. So he wanted to do some, or he needed to do some research, so he went to Melior's Royal Archives. Oh, I skipped past it by accident. And he saw a wyvern outside. He rushed outside and saw knights, cavalry, and wyvern riders, each clad in black armor. And black is Daein's army color. For Crimea, I believe it's white. Was there a provocation? And yeah, Daein and Crimea have never really been on good terms. However, for a while, it really was just kind of normal skirmishes, not really a flat-out war. And they laid the capital waste, which means they are probably headed this way. Man, that guy looks kind of weird. So yes, the King of Daein would not hesitate to employ such treacherous tactics. What happened next? Crimea's brother deployed the Crimean army to meet the attack. The king ordered his people to flee the city before the battle reached them. Fearing the worst, I also fled and made my way here. So you have no idea how the battle's actually doing. And yeah, there's no way that most people are going to know about it way out here. Maybe mercenaries, but it does still affect us. So, Titania says that Crimean royal family has been very generous, and so it's in their best interest to help Crimea. And Soren kind of goes the opposite way and says, we're not Crimea's private militia, no coin has crossed our palms, so we should stay out of it. And also that Daein's troops are superior in both numbers and morale, the chances of a Crimean victory are slim. Of course, if they do end up winning, then who knows what would happen to the mercenary group. I mean, they might be fine, they might be branded as Crimeans just because they live here, and they might be in trouble regardless. So despite the fact that we've got some very strong forces on our side, apparently Daein does as well. Victory will hinge on troop numbers and supplies, and Daein's superior in both, so I think the outcome's pretty much obvious. Curse you, Soren! We must assess the situation. You have to do the hand motion, otherwise it would make sense. So we'll send out a scouting party to get a closer look at Melior. And Ike's gonna be in charge, because they can. Since you're so concerned, you can go as well. That's not what I... Blast! Gator, Rise, and Soren. So the people we're leaving out is, I guess, just Boyd, which we wouldn't use him anyway, and Oscar? Ike, wait up! What? This is for you. You got the Regal Sword! The sword? Where'd you get it? From Father. He told me to come give it to you. It's beautiful. The first sword you got that wasn't a hand-me-down from somebody. What are you talking about? We've gotten a couple other people's swords. I guess those are technically hand-me-downs, but we've stolen some from enemy drops. I don't know if all of them would be hand-me-downs. I mean, the weapon usage on the ones we started with was full. That's more given to you, but just because it's... Like, if it's given to you but not used, it's not really a hand-me-down. It's more like a gift then. Hey, dude. Yeah, that is a good point. You're going to succeed him as... Yeah, I guess succeed as commander one day. I don't know if I'm capable, and even if I am, that's a long ways off, right? I'm weak and experienced, I'm nothing compared to my father. Corpses strewn everywhere. Yeah, I can tell. There's corpses clearly lying everywhere here. And Crimean? Judging by the armor, the vast majority of the dead are Daein soldiers. The Crimean soldiers were members of the Imperial Guard. That means King Remen or another member of the family was on the move and Daein soldiers fell on them. It's not Lord Renning, because as long as the army still exists, he will not leave their command. And we got Daein soldiers moving in, and they don't look happy. Oh no, that's a lot of soldiers. All 6 of them. Oh, 7 of them, excuse me. What's up, Fatso? What are you doing? You're armed. Heed me. Drop your weapons and surrender. Act quickly or else. Not going to cooperate, Ready your weapons, men. Move in and kill them all. My god. Yeah, they're clearly not gonna listen. Oh, that's more than 7. We can take them. See, you handle the old captain. What are your orders? We'll do what you say, as long as you hurry up and spit it out. You better live with mist. I'm not so sure about that. We're in the middle of the road, so there's not much cover. Soren and Reese are vulnerable, so we'll have to protect them from enemy attacks. So that seems to be the plan. There's a couple plans of attack, but, yeah. Oscar and Boyd are not available for this fight. Everybody else up to this point is. You can reposition them as you like. I would keep Soren and Reese back here and the other 3 forwards, so, I mean, that looks fine to me. If you want to switch it, then you can, but that looks perfectly fine to me. Items, I think we're fine on that. We don't have storage yet, the convoy, so... That iron sword's about broken on the one for Ike, which is okay. I'm trying to make sure I have room in case I pick up stuff. Some iron swords, an iron sword, and a steel axe. I think we're okay. Any conditions in particular? Yep, defeat boss or Ike dies. Sometimes those will change, but usually that's what it is. So, let's go ahead and begin. Now, first and foremost, we do have a new unit because we had not seen Soren up to this point. So, Soren's growth rates, he is a mage. I guess we'll go before we do the growth rates. Mage. Magic-wielding warriors who can attack enemies both near and far. Their constitution and defense levels are poor. Yeah, don't let that fool you, though. So yes, as a mage unit, he can attack from 1 or 2 spaces away. So, he can attack up close or far away. Generally, you're going to have him attack from a range, but he doesn't have the weakness of just not attacking at all like an archer would have that problem. He's also got a depth for his skill, which in certain conditions, which just means occasionally he'll be able to attack twice in the same round. And if he's got a ×2, he'll attack 3, and maybe if he gets it twice, 4 times in a row. As you can see, he can wield different types of magic too. He can wield fire, electricity, or wind spells. He's got a little bit more proficiency in wind spells than fire or electric. Attributes dark. Okay, now we'll go over stats. So, let's see here. His growth rates, HP is 45% chance, Strength is 5%, Magic is 60%, Skill is 55%, Speed is 40%, Luck is 30%, Defense is 15%, and Resistance is 55%. And for the record, the low defense and strength, that's completely normal for a mage. So, yeah, don't expect stuff super high in that category. He is the first mage available, in my personal opinion, and from what I've seen from most people playing it, most people consider this to be the best mage or sage in the game, and I would completely agree with that. Every time I played, I'm pretty sure I've maxed magic and resistance, and I believe skill as well. It's pretty easy to do. And he's got pretty good speed as well. You can get an S rank in magic types, so you can use the high-level magic spells. Right there. You can get S rank in pretty much anything you want, which is kind of nice because you're not limited to wind spells, which I'll talk about the Trinity of Magic as we go into this fight, even though there's not really any other mage users. So yeah, he's pretty good. High magic makes him a really good healer. Whenever you class change him, you can have stats for your ability to heal, and his magic's going to be higher than most of your healers, so he'd make a good healer as well. As long as you can, you know, as long as he doesn't get hit that often, you're fine. He's got a high speed stat, so it's not too much of a problem later on, but early on you might want to watch out for that. But his avoid is pretty good, so definitely a character that I would recommend. I've used Soren every time I've played through the game. So, starting out, there are kind of a lot of units, and you will get swarmed, and it will be an issue, so what I would recommend doing is either you can kind of hide your range units in the thicket, or what you can do is place Soren Rees in the corner right here, and then just kind of move everybody around to guard them, like so. Keep in mind, Shinnon, while he does have Provoke, he's got a much higher Void stat, so if he gets attacked, he's probably fine, and his defense is pretty good, 9, as opposed to 2 and 0. 15, 11, 8, so yeah, he's got a pretty good defense stat, so he can take a couple hits. That's what I would do. If you want to put them on the thicket, that's fine. Just make sure that you get it set in the first turn to where Rees or Soren do not get attacked, because if they do, then you're going to be in trouble. Soren might be able to take a hit without getting doubled, but you really don't want to risk that for Rees at all, because he will probably die. Not necessarily in one hit, but because of his low speed, he will probably die in one round. So they would just attack twice and knock him out. And there goes the Iron Sword. One of them just broke anyway, which is okay. Yeah, C4, that's not too bad. So you kind of are going to get quote-unquote overwhelmed here at the start, which is why I would say kind of form a defensive wall of sorts, because it works pretty well. Not all the soldiers are going to move. Once they're all dead, then you can kind of focus on moving forward. So this is what the... Well, I guess, yeah, the animations for Soren should be turned on. Yeah, they are. Okay, cool. There's his basic starting spell, Wind. When it comes to the Trinity of Magic, which is the exact same as the Weapon Triangle, it's a rock, paper, scissors effect. I believe what it is between these three, because there are other types of magic, which I'll talk about that in a second. I believe what it is I'm trying to remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it's wind beats electricity, electricity beats fire, and fire beats wind. But it might be backwards, it might be something else. We'll see it later on. It's not going to be too important right now because there's no mages on this map, so it hasn't really come up at this point, and it won't in this map, so it's not a big deal. We'll go with the Steel Sword, I guess. 43, 82, yeah, we'll get rid of you. Bye! This guy too. But when it comes to what you want Soren to use for now, obviously he's kind of stuck with the wind magic. Kind of like weapons, the magic will depend on a few other things. Wind is your weakest type of spells, but they're also the most accurate. Fire's kind of your middle-of-the-road approach, and thunder magic is your highest damaging, but it's also your most inaccurate. So, I mean, it's kind of up to you. Personally, I usually stick with a combination of wind and fire, because I'm not a big fan of thunder and the fact they can miss a fair amount. That's pretty good. So I usually stick with wind and fire, and the reason for also sticking with two different types of spells is certain enemies will have a weakness to different types of spells. which we'll get into that later. But for example, you saw Marcia, and she's a Pegasus Knight. She would be weak to archers, like the bow and arrow type weapons. She's super weak to those. So, other units later on that we'll see in the game, I'm not going to spoil it, will be weak to certain types of magic. So if you want to have like half wind and half fire and not worry about the ranking so much as the bonus, you could do that as well. Okay, Ree's kind of got into a little bit of trouble right there, so let's get rid of this archer. There we go. Oh, I forgot to switch that back off. Maybe Adept will kick in? That'd be nice. Nope, no Adept. It'll activate like a little ring. It'll be like an orange ring around him whenever he gets it. Or no, Adept I guess is the blue one. Yeah, Adept is blue. It'll be like a bluish-green ring around him. Just use the Iron Sword here, no point in wasting it. There we go. Now, for now, he's not... Soren, I mean. He's not going to be doubling anything at the moment. He takes a couple levels, I will admit that. Dude, what the heck are you doing? He does take a couple levels to get going, but once he gets going, he's pretty good. I'm going to try moving everyone forward here a little bit. This is probably the first map in the game where I would actually recommend being a little bit careful and not rushing forward too much. Because it's easy to get swarmed by these guys if you do. And really the only people that can die on this map, like, I mean, it's possible for anybody to die, yes, but the only people that are in serious trouble here is Soren, Reese, and possibly Ike. I don't think Godtree is in much trouble. Shin's got a good enough avoid to where it would take a while for him to die. And a good enough defense, and Titania's probably fine as well. And yeah, I guess she's going to accidentally get this kill. That's alright. So yeah, the only people really in trouble are your healers, your mages, and Ike. Ike might be in trouble depending on what level you've got him at. There's a critical hit though. But yeah, if your Ike's a decent level at this point, he's probably okay as long as you heal him every now and again. Just be careful with him, that's all. I keep forgetting to switch his back off. Man, that soldier looks really stupid, jeez. But yeah, if you can get Soren up a couple levels, he'll be able to start doubling stuff. So, I mean, it'll just happen eventually. Whenever we get to actually assign our bonus experience, then it won't be an issue. 1 second, I gotta close that window. There we go. Otherwise I'll get distracted by it. I had something rendering in the background, I believe, the first episode of this. Okay. There's nothing, like, directly in front of us. So, I gotta make sure I can knock all these guys out first. Let's get rid of you. If I want to heal anybody, I gotta make sure that I've got the room to do so. I didn't talk about the Regal Sword, though. The sword Ike received from his father. It's light and easy to wield. Only Ike can wield it. It's also got a special bonus against, as you can see right down there, Effect, Knight, and Armor. It's got a special bonus. It'll do much higher damage than a normal sword would against units that are Knights, which is the horseback units, or the armored units, which is obviously designed for this guy right here. So, let's see. Can we knock this guy out? Not that. Steel sword. No, not quite. Which means we might be waiting around here. If he gets a crit, that would be nice, but I wouldn't count on it, yeah. Okay, let's make sure that Ree's Soren's not out of danger. Is he in trouble by both of them, or just the one guy? No, he's in trouble with both of them. Okay. Let's get this one out. Yeah, see right there, that wouldn't have actually killed him, but because I knew snipers had a pretty good critical rate. We're gonna try this. It might just make him get attacked from the lower spot, but it might work. Yeah, he's gonna get attacked from there. Okay. Is he full on health? So Tanya's missing a bit, and Shin's missing a bit. We'll go for him. And he might go for Shin, I don't know. Shin's got Provoke, and he can't counterattack. Soren will be able to counterattack, so he might go for the other guy. No, he's gonna run off the heal. Dude, you loser, get back here. Your vulnerary is probably gone now. I don't know what that guy thinks he's going to accomplish by doing that, but okay. Let's just get rid of him. I would make sure that the archers stay away from your mages, because keep in mind, not only are they accurate, but they can also attack from a range, so those you might want to keep Soren away from. The regular units that can't counter for now are fine, but yeah, watch out for the archers. Is he out of vulnerary? Yeah, he's out. He's got to come back at this point. Well, he'll come back. We'll just leave him alone for now. He's probably going to come back and go after Ike, but whatever. And just kind of move everybody forward. Go heal Titania, even though it's probably not going to... Oh, we can heal Ike too, I guess. Yeah, he's sitting on that heal hedge now. He's going to be slowly getting health back until I go and kill him. Or he gets to full health and tries to attack me again. That seems like a good opportunity for Soren right there. Alright, let's just go kill this idiot. I wonder if there's Daein corpses everywhere. These guys are morons. Alright, now that he's taken care of, let's go ahead and... Yeah, see, 7 times 2. There we go. That was against Myrmidon, too. Soren hasn't gained a level, though, has he? No, he's still level 1. He does have a speed of 8, though. 7, 6, 5. Myrmidon must have pretty low speed for him to get doubled like that. That's kind of odd. We'll wait for Ike to get back over here before we lure these guys, because this boss will move. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. He will move, so you gotta watch out for that. Yeah, that's about the level up you'd expect for a priest. That's how far we can move without attracting his attention, so... That's as close as we can get. That might lure... Yeah, it's gonna get the soldier out. Okay. Because you want as few people surrounding that boss as possible. I don't know why he just attacked a sniper. He's an idiot for doing that. He should have gone for Titania. He would have been able to probably at least do a little bit of damage. Okay, so we got 1 turn before he gets here. Probably switch to the Regal Sword. And this guy does have range. You gotta watch out for that. I'm pretty sure you can check beforehand. 14 to 18. Okay, yeah. So if he does hit Soren, he's not immediately screwed. And I don't think this guy has an ability. Yeah, he doesn't have any abilities, so he won't be able to use Adept or anything. Okay, that right there was Adept. So we're gonna be attacking twice in the first round, and then 1 more time because of the ×2. So Adept adds 1 more. So if you're going to do ×2 and you get Adept once, that'd be 3. But if you get it twice, then that would be 4. Let's just go ahead and... Yeah, there's a Night Killer. There's a bonus. That technically is a bonus. You can hardly tell, though, because his might's only 6. But that's the example of having like an advantage from a special weapon. Which the Night Killer would give you an advantage, of course, against the horseback units. Okay, he can't reach Reese. That's good. Alright. You're the only man left, sir. Mage, I'll have to keep my guard up around you no matter how young you look. You forced this combat. We cannot allow you to return home. Are you ready to die? He probably is, if he's just going to be an idiot. And Soren can clock pretty decent damage on this guy for being a knight, at least at this point. Aw, man, I was hoping for some speed. Oh well. Okay, so I would like Soren to get this kill, because I'd like him to get closer to it, but here's an example of, once again, the bonus. Like, Iron Sword, 2 × 2. Steel Sword, 5 × 2. Regal Sword, 10 × 2. Even though the Regal Sword has an attack of 16 and the Steel Sword has an attack of 17. That's the bonus effect power. It's also got a higher critical by 10, so I'm not sure if I want to use this. That would bring him down to 5. But there are other ways of bringing him down to a lower amount. And Ike's not going to get the level unless he kills the boss anyway. See, that would bring him down to 14. Okay, if he... Yeah, here's a better way to think of it. Okay, 4 × 2. If he gets criticals both times, he's going to do 12 each attack. That'll be 24. That will leave him with 1 health. You have to be careful with those criticals. You have to set it up in a way that you don't overdo it. Which is very easy to do, because the people that can do the most damage are Ike's Regal Sword that's got a high crit, and Shinnon, who's got a high crit rate just naturally. 8. Okay, that's still a bit short. Gotcha can fix that, though. Perfect. Gotcha probably won't get hurt by that. He also got a level that. Okay, cool, that works. That's a pretty good level. For a knight, anyway. And just in case, I'm pretty sure Soren has 100% accuracy, but let's go ahead and heal. And finish this idiot, yeah, 100%. Adios! Yeah, I don't think we will. Especially since you attacked us. I'm not quite a level, pretty close. And you also get a javelin for that. He will drop the javelin he's using. You wounded or dead? No? Excellent, well done. They will have like a... If you manage to lose a character, they will like have a little scene like grieving over that character, whoever died. So Shinnen is looting corpses, apparently. Stew from the death on your own time. Well, dude, if you're like... if you're mercenaries, and if this is war, like... You might need those supplies. It's probably for the best that you know, like, at least for an archer, like, grab a couple arrows or something, man. You might need those. At least until everybody's ready to head back. Whatever. Just saw something move on the far side of the thicket. Yeah, it probably is a wounded soldier. It's probably that ass sitting on that heel hedge. It's a woman. Well, yeah, it's probably that woman. Yeah, because he kept running away. Oh, no, that's not it. Thank goodness, it looks like she's merely fainted. I don't like this. Yeah, this cannon, well, it never does. So, who is the mystery person that we decided to take back? I guess we'll find out next time on Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.